I just got done watching Carl Froch's latest video. He's not best pleased with John Fury. I can't really blame him, quite frankly. Where is this stemming from? Let's bring it back, right? So, John Fury, about a day or so ago, gave an interview at Boxing Social. He said here, and I quote, that this is about Carl Froch, because Carl Froch, for those who don't know, has been quite critical of Tyson over the last few months. And he says here, and I quote John Fury, he's a first-class something house, wants a kick up the arse, and he'll get it off me. He wants a kick up the arse, and he'll get it off me if he ever comes round me. Right? They're jealous because people are only interested in current champions. No one wants to know about has-beens. That's why you see the Furies out of boxing. That's why when you see the Furies out of boxing, you'll never see us again. Who have we heard that before? A certain someone said that a long time ago, and we see him more than ever now. We don't hang around has-beens. You're a bum, Carl Froch. Keep my son's name out of your mouth, because you ain't good enough to kiss his effing something. That is what John Fury had to say. Now, Carl Froch obviously has the right to reply, and he did. And if you were to score it in terms of a round, I wouldn't be giving it a 10-8 round to Carl Froch. I'd be giving it a 10-7 or a 10-6 round. Because Carl Froch went in on John Fury. He had a lot to say. Do you know what? Easier to take a few little snippets and have you guys have a listen. And we'll talk a little bit about it now in roughly a minute and a half. Have a listen.
Absolutely ridiculous for John Fury to say that I need to criticise Tyson Fury to make myself look better. I don't need to discredit Tyson to make my CV or my career look any better. Tyson's got 4 wins over world champions. I've got 11 wins over world champions. The 4, in case you didn't know, is Cunningham. He's 37 years old. He dropped Tyson as well. But that is what it is. He got up to win. 37-year-old Cunningham. 2 fights with Deontay Wilder. He had 3 fights with him, 1 draw, 2 wins. Them 2 wins was against the 36 and the 35 and the 36-year-old Wilder. And then his fourth world title win is against Vladimir Klitschko. 40-year-old Vladimir Klitschko. And when I said it was in a stinker, what I mean is, all right, he won. He got all the belts. He became a unified champion. But it was a horrible fight to watch. And by the way, he didn't give Klitschko the rematch. That was supposed to be on the cards. That never happened. So, I mean, come on. 4 wins over world champions against 11 wins over world champions. I'm in the Hall of Fame for a reason. Over it, Big John. You're on about kicking me up the arse when you see me. You won't be kicking anybody. You won't come near me. You'll probably come and shake me hand, and I hope you do, because I ain't got any beef with you. But if you want to go down that road of threatening and being stupid and you're a big hard man, since you've been out the nick, you've not had a fight with anybody. I remember a guy called Mickey Theo. There's a couple of others as well. But Porky Russ, on Porky's Corner, put a big few banners up, didn't he, around Manchester for 18 months. An 18-month campaign calling you out to fight Mickey Theo for charity. You went silent. The big hard man, 100 hour on the hard road. The fighting man. Didn't want to fight. Didn't want any of that smoke. So, pipe down.
Carl Froch, I understand where he's coming from with everything he's saying there. To say Carl Froch is a has-been, Carl Froch is not sticking around boxing as in an active fighter who's seen better days or is looking for one last payday. Carl Froch left boxing pretty much at the top. Yeah, he was never going to avenge the loss to Andre Ward. Andre Ward had his number, but he still retired a world champion. You know, he had a very good career. There you go, 11 world champions he beat compared to Tyson Fury's 4. He's in the Hall of Fame. He was a long reigning, although he did lose the title a couple of times, but overall he was a long reigning champion at 168 pounds. You know, from 2008 till, I think it was 2008 when he won his first title, on and off until he retired in 2015, I think it was, early 2015. Carl Froch did it all. You know, he never left a stone unturned. He was an absolute warrior in the ring. Whether you like him as a pundit or not, you can't deny that Carl Froch in the ring, he was tremendously entertaining. He was a warrior. He'd fight anybody. He didn't care. For John Fury to come and say, oh, he's not this, he's not that. Carl Froch, tremendously talented. There's bits in that little snippet that I didn't leave in. He talked about John Fury saying he's a fighting man, but not having a particularly thick skin. And I concur. He pointed out that you have the Furies banning TalkSport from being at the events for criticising him. And that's spot on. You know, this is the thing, right? People use the word hate in such an arbitrary fashion nowadays. It has no meaning. And the funniest thing is, when you hear people coming out and saying, oh, they all hate Tyson Fury, they're all haters, yada, 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 blah, 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 right? They're happy to say derogatory things about people like Alexander Usyk, derogatory things about people like Anthony Joshua. But if you point out inconsistencies with Tyson Fury's story, oh, you're a hater, yeah, you're a hater. Oh, yeah, but it's fine to call Alexander Usyk a rabbit and say he looks like this, say he looks like that. Oh, that's all right. That's not hate. That's A-okay. Oh, we're allowed to do that. But yeah, Fury said that a few months ago, but now he's doing this. Hate. Yeah, really. Good on you. He speaks about, you know, John not having a tick, and they can't take criticism, neither John nor Tyson. And you've seen it in some of the interviews Tyson was given, certainly in the run up to the Ngannou fight. You know, really having a go at anyone criticising him. I think that was because he was feeling the pressure. That was because he was feeling the pressure from the public, from the media, from people like me, Hatman, you know, Outmatch, people like that. You know, making videos and saying, hang on a minute, we want undisputed. You're talking absolute you know what. And we're not taking it. And I think that was the pressure. And him saying, you know, oh, these haters, blah, 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 blah. And it's not just Fury, it's other people as well. You know, you look at, like, say, Anthony Joshua fans, Canelo fans. You know, I've always been quite complimentary of Canelo. But now all of a sudden, no, you're a Canelo hater. Why? Because I think he's ducking Benavidez when he clearly is. Like, unbelievable. That's what Carl Froch had to say there. Now, he talked about John Fury saying he's a fighting man, I'll fight any man. Yeah, except Mickey Teo. No go there. That was one of the highlights. When boxing was on its hiatus in 2020, that was one of the highlights because you had John Fury and Mickey Teo going back and forth. John Fury making that challenge, you know, even talking about Mike Tyson. I mean, Mike Tyson, his last fight was in 2006 against McBride. Looked terrible in that fight. McBride, a raging alcoholic even when he was in his prime, still was able to beat Mike Tyson. He could still beat John Fury now. Mike could. It's not like he's going back against a prime fighter. He could still beat John Fury now. John Fury is in his element on those Misfit shows because he's got these dweeby YouTubers who, you know, they're playing boxing realistically, and he's able to intimidate them. He's not intimidating Carl Froch. He's not intimidating any of these guys. And when the challenge was put to him, I think one of the stipulations he had for that Mickey Teo guy was that they meet in Billy Joe Saunders' trailer or backyard or something like that. You're never going to agree to that. You're going into, like, yeah, you're coming to my territory with all my people, but it's going to be a fair fight. Yeah, I can't really blame Mickey Teo for that one. So Carl Froch absolutely going in on John Fury, absolutely tearing him to shreds in his latest video. I would recommend you go watch the full version, but there's so much stuff that Carl Froch talks about in that video that is just true. You know, John Fury talks about this, that, and the other since going out of prison. He said he's this, he said he's that. And John Fury is someone who lies so much and makes all these claims with nothing to back it up. I mean, he says he beat a guy in a bare knuckle fight for 100 grand, but he can't remember who it was. For 100 grand, really? Can't remember that? I mean, I've won, you know, nothing even close to 100 grand, you know, just doing football accumulators over the years. And I could tell you the biggest one I ever got was in 2015. Jurgen Klopp's first weekend as Liverpool boss. They beat Chelsea 3-1. I won £1,000 on a £2 accumulator. I remember that. You can't remember beating a guy bare knuckle for 100 grand? Seriously. You know, when people like John Fury just make things up, people like, I'm not just talking about him, but people like that in general, the guys who just kind of, you know, they make things up out of thin air, and, you know, people will always exaggerate. I think that's just kind of the way people are, you know. If something happens and something good happens, they'll always make it seem a little bit better, you know. It's like, you know, oh, how much did you pay for that car? You know, oh, the car was realistically it was 12 grand, but I paid 15, but I paid in cash, you know. Stuff like little kind of things like that, people do it. It's when they make these lies that just don't make any sense and you've nothing to back it up with, you know. And how do people believe it, you know? I remember just a quick story. Couple of months ago, right, one of my friends was in Belgium at a festival, and I want to be careful with, because what he was saying is quite sensitive, but he said that he met a guy, an army guy, who was going to Usyk's home country, as a spy. Seriously, this is, and he's telling me this with a straight face, and I'm sitting there like, you're a clown. A spy who's on a top secret mission, going to Usak's home country to find out information about the other guys, and I'm like, and he's telling a guy from Dublin who he's never met this out in public, and you expect me to believe that? And it didn't surprise me, the guy who said it, because he always talks a lot of you know what, but I'm like, you expect me to believe that? And the worst part is everyone else did, and I'm like, what was his name? Oh, he wouldn't tell me that. I was like, oh, of course, he's not going to tell you his name, but his top secret mission, a random guy from North County Dublin who he's only just met, oh yeah, he's going to tell you that. You'll forgive me if I doubt the validity of that claim. You'll forgive me. That's sort of what John Fury is like. You know, he makes these claims, and if you don't believe him, oh, heaven forbid. But yeah, long-winded one, but great video from Carl Froch. I really enjoyed it, and his channel is tremendous, absolutely tremendous. So I'd recommend you go give it a watch. For now, lads and lassies, I will leave you with that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What are your thoughts on Carl Froch's video? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you like his channel? Let me know in the comments section. Hope you enjoyed it, people. Peace.